Hi everyone, it's Sandra. Thank you so much for joining me today. So we're going to have a look at what my sales have been on my eBay page over the past week and a half or so. I have been selling on eBay since 1998. I also just want to let everybody know we don't include free shipping. So the buyers are paying the shipping on top of all the stuff that I'm about to show you. All right, thank you so much for coming. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you want, and we will get started. I love selling fabric. I think it's beautiful. I love looking at it. I love handling it. I love the people who buy it from me. I just really do enjoy it. I enjoy jewelry too, but fabric is definitely a close second for me. So this piece of fabric is beautiful. When I'm looking through fabric, I either buy stuff that's sort of novelty fabric, cute, collectible, or something that's really beautiful. Obviously, this is really beautiful. Nice, big, vibrant pink roses on a navy blue background. The name brand is Classic Cotton. That is a name brand that I've sold in the past. This is quilting fabric, sort of a medium weight fabric, not super, super thick, not like upholstery fabric, but not really chintzy and sort of see-through either. Now, I think I paid $300 for all the fabric I bought, but I did make my money back already on a lot of it that I had sold about 6 months ago or so. Yeah, I'm just getting around to this box. Anyway, so I'm completely in the money and I sold this piece for $15.50. Here's a design by Debbie Mum. I've sold Debbie Mum mugs and dishes and Halloween stuff and other fabric too. There is definitely a big collector's market for Debbie Mum stuff. This was just adorable. Look at the whales with the water coming out of the spouts, right? Really cute, 2.5 yards piece of fabric. Of course, all the fabric I got is new. I only buy it if it's new. And another really important thing is just to give it a smell to make sure that it's not moldy or mildewy or it has any kind of an odor. This was very, very clean, all of it, and brand new. So I sold this piece for $11.99. This is one of my favorite pieces. I just think it's adorable. So it's called What's Up, Doc? And as you can see, it's all different animals going to the vet here. Oh, look at the kitten in the lower right. Look, the cat had kittens, 3 little kittens, and there's a dog getting an x-ray, a bunny with a sprained ankle or something. I just think that is absolutely adorable. So I sold this piece for $12.50. Now you may notice also, I just make sure I put a quarter on each piece of fabric so people get an idea of how big the print is. That's important for them to have some perspective on exactly what it's going to look like when they get it. Here's another really fun piece of fabric. Look at those jazz cats. Isn't that awesome? Very, very high quality, beautiful colors. Isn't that fun? I think that's a fender, right? Anyway, sold this piece for $14.51, just 2 yards, just a small piece. And here's the last piece I sold this week. This was called Tubby Cats Tossed. Kind of odd, right? So this name brand is Michael Miller. I also like to sell Michael Miller fabric. That is something that's very collectible as well. So I sold this little piece for $9.99. I love these vintage glasses. I got these years and years ago at a yard sale, and I think they were $1. Now, I was going to keep them because I really do like funky glasses. But I don't know. They were like a little bit too big on me. You know, maybe they're just a little bit too much. They kind of look like Jackie O's, right? But Jackie O, I don't think, would wear the silver medal. But these were pretty rockin'. These were really great. And they are Polaroid. So, of course, that's very collectible. So paid $1, sold them for $50. What a great pair of sunglasses that is. I got this pair of pillowcases at, I think, a yard sale for $1 or $2 last summer. I thought that these were going to sell for a lot more money than this. They are black velvet, and they have some really great different scenes of different places in California, landmarks. That's what I was trying to say. But I love the fringe on the edges. They were nice and big, 17 inches square, in very beautiful condition. So a little bit disappointed with this price, but that's okay. Still a great profit, and I hope the person's going to be really happy with them because they are cool. Sold them for $14.99. I sold this set of 3 little Easter chicks for $16.99. They are so adorable. They were new in the box. The box had wear, But this kind of thing is called honeycomb. That is just paper. And usually they kind of fold up so you can store them flat. I don't think these did though. I think they're just round like that. Really darling. And I think I paid 50 cents for these in a thrift store, something like that. So nice profit. Very, very cute items. My 1970s key rings are truly the gifts that just keep on giving. I think I have 100 or so, or I had 100 or so, and I'm selling each of them for $10, no problems. I am getting it. They're not taking up a lot of space, so I can just sit with them and wait. You see, they kind of look like stained glass. They're not, though. They're just plastic, but I love them. Now, the same person bought this one and this one, too. Isn't that awesome? What a really great, cool retro butterfly that is. Look at all those colors. Anyhow, sold both of those for $10 each. You may have heard me mention that I have a very large record collection and I need to do something with it. I'm not sure exactly yet what I'm going to do. I certainly don't have time to sell them all one by one. Now, I was just sort of casually looking through them the other day and I pulled this box of old 78s out. These are beautiful picture discs, and they're children's records, as you can see. But I just love the artwork on these. Isn't that sweet? I think these are 40s or maybe 50s. These are pretty great, though. Yeah, I love these. I love all of these, and they are double-sided, too. So here's the other side. Yeah, like the Christmas one. Awesome, right? And the good thing is it did come in its original box. The box, like the bottom part of it was really shot. You can see there it's ripped, but the top part was very displayable and very nice. Some of them had a couple of problems, so I tried to photograph those individually. That one has a little chip on the edge. But, oh, you know what one I like here is the 3 little kittens, the one that's on the lower right. Isn't that adorable? Really cute. So yeah, paid 2 or 3 or something like that at a yard sale years ago, and I sold these for $40. I was showing this item not too long ago. I think this was in my zany box, right? So I was at an auction and I bought a box full of antique photographs. Most of them were tin types. There were some cabinet cards as well, but they're very, very interesting to me. Some were from the 1940s. And I got all these old frames in that same box lot. So I sold this one individually. We'll get to the other frames and the inserts in a second. But let's just talk about this. So I've sold old frames before. I've also had other gutta percha frames before. I know a lot about gutta percha, well, at least what it looks like and what it feels like from collecting Victorian jewelry. So it does come from a tree. And there's our problem. You see that inside? Not very pretty. It doesn't have its velvet or its sort of brass frame. But it's still a beautiful piece. I put this up at a great price. I just did buy it now for $26.99. It sold right away too. Look how small that is. Not even 2 inches. And the hinges were in pretty nice shape too. It was a little bit loose, but it opened and closed pretty nicely, I thought. So gutta percha is a great material. It's very easy to carve. It's kind of not really used that much anymore. And anyhow, I sold this one for $26.99. I didn't pay much for the whole box lot, and I am going to be keeping most of the photographs in there. So really got my money's worth. Now I put Union ? Union is actually a name brand, and I can't guarantee this one is Union, but I did see similar ones or this exact one a few places on the internet, and theirs did say Union. So because there's nothing inside there, I'm just assuming that should have the little Union thing in there. That's gone. Anyway, great profit on that. Really cute little item. I bought a pretty large lot of vintage underwear a few months back, and I'm still trying to just find the time to get around to put some of these things up. Now, vintage underwear can be really a great seller because people like this exact thing. This is called a 7760, just for example. This is Hanes Classics, and these are not that old. They're from the 1990s. But likely Hanes has discontinued this style, and people can't get it anymore. And so that's what makes these sometimes go up in value. So put all the information there. Now I have, I think, 10 of these packages, and that underwear collection doesn't owe me anything. I've made my money back many, many times. So this one is pure profit. Sold this brand new bag of 3 pair of tidy whities. I call them Hanes Classics for $27.99. Great profit. Good thing to look out for. Look at this lovely little calendar. So this is from 1936. This was part of an ephemera box lot. I think I actually got that on the same night that I got the photographs. And I didn't pay much for this. And it was with a bunch of other stuff that I'm sure I already made my profit on. Oh, how cute is that? Look at the doll and the dog. Love it. So I didn't know it at the time, but Willard batteries, it's a car battery. So I like that it has the car tie-in very much. And I also made sure I put on my description that it is for Harry Thayer. He was the manager of this Gulf gas station in Bernardston, Mass. Now, my buyer does live in Massachusetts, so I certainly hope that this is somebody in his family and it's something that he'll treasure for a long time. So didn't pay much for it, sold it for $35.99. This was in a recent video that I did. I had a jewelry haul, and then I just had some miscellaneous items that I had bought to sell on eBay that I put at the end of my jewelry haul. And this record right here was something that I showed, and I actually played it for everybody too. I love buying old soul records or old funk records, and people do like to use these for sampling. So, of course, Brick House is a very famous hit song by the Commodores, but this one is not by the Commodores. It's put out by Hochter Records. Very cool. And the other side is Get on the Funk Train, but it did not really sound like they were saying funk. I'm just saying. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. But I paid, I think, $1 for this in a thrift store, and I sold it for $24.99. And I did make sure that I included in there a snippet of what it sounded like so people could hear this. This had some pops and clicks and scratches, and that's something that people actually like when they sample records. There's actually programs that you can buy that will put those pops and clicks and scratch sounds in a recording when you're cutting a track. So something that I think is pretty interesting. Wasn't really worried that it wasn't in fantastic condition, and I sold it for $25. Great profit. Really happy with that. I got this coin pearl necklace last summer at a yard sale. I believe it was $2, and I thought that it looked really nice. When I held it in my hand, I said to myself, I think that's real gold, and it is. It does say GSJ there, 14K. Paid $2, sold it for $70. What a wonderful item. Really pretty, right? Great profit, too. I love selling old blow molds. I have sold many, many, many of these through the years. I've even sold the ones you put on your lawn. Now, this one I think is from the 1950s. Now, I put that I believe it's a Union Products, and I'll tell you why. I actually bought a pair of these. They were identical. The other one said Union Products. This one did not, but it's definitely the same thing. I had to throw that other one out because it had a crack on it, and I wasn't going to sell it like that. But look, isn't he a great jolly 1950s Santa? And there's the hole in his back there where you put the little nightlight in, the little light. A little bit more than 13 inches tall. I think I may have paid $1 for this at a yard sale, and I sold it for $25. Reel-to-reel tapes are always really great sellers for me, as long as they're cool. And I talk about this a lot, like music that is cool. What is cool? Not Lawrence Welk, but the Carpenters, even though they're mellow, they're really cool. They have stood the test of time. They're really well loved by many, many people. So when I saw these, I knew I had to have them. Look at that. It's called a tape pull or a paper pull right there, unfortunately. So you can see where it says 4-track, and then it says 7.5 IPS. That stands for inches per second. And some are 4 and change, but the ones that are 7.5 inches per second are more valuable because the tape is moving faster, so that means you would need more of it. So the sound quality is higher when it is this many IPS, the 7.5 IPS. These were in really nice condition. Of course, I tested them to make sure they played okay, and they did. See, not a lot of handling wear. See how there's like not really scratches. Anyhow, two really great reel-to-reel tapes. I think I might have paid $1 each for these. And I sold them for $39.99. I think maybe I took a best offer on these of $34.99. I can't remember, but yeah, it's something like that. Great profit, great items, and I'm glad they're going to a new home. I showed this on a recent video too. So this one I bought in the 1980s. I used to collect Beatles stuff, and I think I got this at either a Beatles convention or a flea market or something. And for some reason, I thought it was in better condition than this. And once I started photographing it, I was like, no, not great. There's no thermos, but I certainly didn't pay a lot for it back then. And I know that I didn't sell this one for $225. I sold this one for $200. Really, really happy with that. This has appreciated quite a bit. Now, I still have some more Beatles collectibles that I want to sell. I have a Ringo Starr Halloween costume that is particularly interesting that I have to just get around to putting up. The reason that I wanted to put up some of my Beatles stuff at this time is because Get Back just came out on Disney+. If you're a Beatles person, you should check it out because it's really great. I think it's 6 hours or 8 hours or something. So I think you have to really like the Beatles, but I really do. So that's why I decided to put some of my Beatles items up right now, because I think the market's just having a little bit of an increase because of that show. So great profit on this item. Really cool item. I'm the original owner of this DVD set, and I think I got this in Costco or something. So it was probably $11.99 or $12.99. Some great movies there. New and sealed. Sold this for $29.99. Here's another record I grabbed out of my record collection when I was going through it a couple of weeks ago. This is a pretty cool record, as you can see. So when I found this at a yard sale, I didn't know who they were. I had never heard of October Country. But one thing I liked is that font, and I like the way they look. See, they kind of have the psychedelic Nehru jackets on. Look, he has love beads. So yeah, I just sort of like this whole thing going on. So I bought it thinking that maybe it would be collectible and valuable, and it is. I sold this for $60, and you can see, look at that high gloss, beautiful wax, and yeah, great profit on that one. Really cool item. I did actually go on YouTube to check out what they sounded like, and yeah, really fun group based in Los Angeles from 1967. I don't remember where I got this blue carved scarab necklace, but it is so pretty. Nice and chunky, nice and long too. It's a great item, right? And by the way, if anybody bought any of these items from me, I would like to thank you so much. The name of my eBay store is the Funky Pickle Store. So I really do appreciate if any of you bought anything. Really, thanks a million for that. I appreciate it. I don't sell internationally at this time, so I know that's kind of a problem. A lot of people reach out and they can't see my auctions or my store because of that. But I might branch out and sell in different parts of the world at some point. But for now, I'm just keeping it in the States. Anyhow, not sure what I paid for this, probably $1 or something, and I sold it for $9.99. Here's a beautiful J. King pink necklace. This is sterling silver. Desert Rose Trading is the name of the company. I believe this was sold on HSN. So pretty. Look at that. So I am in the money on that collection. I think I might have spent almost $1,000 on that collection, but I've recouped and I am finally in the profit. So this one is pure profit. Sold it for $49.99. Look at this interesting item. I bet you a lot of people are going to be creeped out by this baby, but I kind of like it. It is bisque and it has 3 faces. So there's one face. Well, wait, well, look, there's one face. Yeah, that is a little creepy, I must admit. And here's the other face. Oh, and here it is sleeping. I don't know how old this was. I wasn't sure. I didn't know if it was like a 1950s one or if it's older. Nice clothes on it, too. And, oh, those are really nice clothes. Look at that. So I think I paid maybe $1 or $2 for this. I think it was in a thrift store. And I had this up for a while and I couldn't sell it. So I just decided to lower the price right down to $15 and it sold right away. I think it's really a cute item. A little bit creepy though. Here's another package of underwear from the underwear lot that I bought. So these weren't as desirable. I guess maybe they're still making them or something. I'm not sure. But I sold this 3-pack of Hanes women's underwear for $15. Yeah, these are from 1995. I sold another Beatles collectible. What a great little doll. This is by a company called Remco. I believe I got this in the 1980s, maybe the 1990s at Brimfield, which is a huge outdoor antiques place in Massachusetts. I think it's only a weekend or two a year. I haven't been to it in years, but I believe that's where I got him. I think I had all four of them, and then I had some extras too. I'm not sure what I paid for it, probably $5 or $10, something like that, but it was years ago, and I sold this one for $46. How much do you love this jack-o'-lantern? This was very heavy, and so I don't really like selling heavy items. I think that really killed my price, and I was only able to get $25 for it. I think it's really awesome. Look at those eyes. That's what it looks like when it's not lit. I think this is really great. So you see the electronics right there, the electrical cord, it's like built right in. It's a lot of fun. I think I paid $1 for this at a yard sale last fall, and I sold it for $25. I don't remember where I got these love knot earrings. They are solid 14 karat gold. I think this may have been part of a lot that I got with my niece. You know, she came with me and we did a video on it. Not sure. I may have gotten these in a thrift store. I know I didn't pay a lot for them. They didn't know they were gold in any event. And I sold these for $125. People on eBay sell gold much, much higher than I do. These were lovely. Beautiful condition. And, oh yeah, I did mention that. So the backs, those are called butterfly backs. Everybody knows what an earring back is, right? Of course you do. Those were 14 karat gold also, so I made sure that I mentioned that. Kind of a cool thing. Here's that lot that I got from the auction. Now, they had some problems, so I didn't put them up for much. Look at how pretty, though. See all that velvet? Aren't those nice? And these frames that are likely brass. I believe these are Civil War era also. Right about there. You know, Victorian. Just loveliness. Now, these had so many problems. They were just broken pieces. So I put them up for $50 and they literally sold within 5 or 10 minutes. So I guess this was kind of overpriced. I mean, underpriced rather, but it's fine because I'm already in the money on that auction. And like I said, I'm going to be keeping a lot of the other stuff in that box lot. So I'm happy. I love this brooch. I think it's so deco and so cool looking. Now, I bought a bunch of these. I think I sold the rest of them. I bought them in a junk store. I actually bought two baggies full of them. I have this style and I'll show you the other style, but I think I'm getting right down to the end here. So I sold that one for $10 and I sold this one too. So this is a similar one, signed JJ, same year, 1988. Very cool little item. I don't know why that reminds me of Star Trek, but it does, that thing that they have on their uniforms. So I sold that one for $10 also. Here's a pretty quirky Christmas item. This is an ashtray, and I think it's probably from the 70s. And it stacks up, so when you take it apart, those are little ashtrays, and then the top is a lighter. It had never been used before, but it didn't have any fluid in there, so I didn't want to put any in. Kind of interesting. Oh, I see, 1982. Pardon me. Beautiful condition, no chips or anything like that. I think I may have paid $2 or $3 for this in a thrift store last year, and I sold it for $50. I have had this one in my house for a long time. I bought a pretty large collection of glassware, which I really hate shipping, but a lot of it was jadeite. Well, there were a lot of very, very special pieces in there, and I had two of these. I think the other one was jadeite, actually, and I sold it for a lot more, but this one was just that amber glass. It's called Bashful Charlotte. It is a nude, and I think, yeah, it says Forever Amber on the bottom. It says $65 on it, so somebody had paid that for it. And then I think when I looked up Forever Amber, I found out that this was called Bashful Charlotte. So probably paid a couple of dollars for this one and sold it for $23.99. Here's another DVD box set from my personal collection. I think I probably got this one in Costco too. Maybe I bought this on Amazon, but I never opened it. So got a great profit on this one. I probably paid $12 or $15 for it, something like that. And I sold this one for $41.99. This book was quite a lucky find. I was in a Goodwill, and it's a Goodwill I don't usually go to because they're overpriced and there's just way too many dealers in there for my taste. I can just never find anything in there, but I happened to be in the neighborhood and I said, "Oh, let me just drive in there and take a quick look," even though I know I probably won't find anything. So it's in one of those carts that they were kind of just rolling out or they had just rolled out and it was sitting like in the aisle. But this did have a price on it. I think it was $2.99. So I thought that it looked very interesting because it was hot pink. And then I saw that it was by Chuck Lorre and I thought that I recognized the name from Two and a Half Men. And so I got it. It's a very oversized, like a coffee table book. Now the book is like brand new, but see that back cover? It looks like somebody like cut something on it, unfortunately. And the same thing on the slipcase. That's the back of the slipcase. It had a little bit of wear. If it didn't have this wear, I would have sold it for twice this amount of money. This is out of print. Very, very desirable book called What Doesn't Kill Us Makes Us Bitter. I'm all about sarcasm and snark. I kind of was leafing through it. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't actually think it was that funny, but that's just me. So I'm glad that I didn't want to keep it because I sold it for $111.99. Maybe I will be going back to that Goodwill. Once in a while, I find really adorable trinket boxes like these two things right here. These are both clearly signed Monet. Who knew, right? That Monet made things other than jewelry. Really cute high heels. That's how they open. So you could put little medication in there or something, or just use them as a decoration. One pink, one black. Beautiful kind of iridescent swirly enamel. Can't remember what I paid. Probably 50 cents each for these, maybe $1 each. And I sold them for $17.99. I seem to not have great luck with neckties, but if something's really unusual, once in a while I'll pick it up if it's $1 or less. This one was. This is from Mystic Seaport, which is a seaport in Connecticut. And I thought it was pretty cute. Look at the blue mermaid. Adorable, right? I really like the artwork on that. Artist, Randall Enos. Well, Randall, I like your work. I think that's really fun. So paid $1, sold it for $14.99. I love these curtains. I've had these for a few years. I was going to hang on to these. I got these either in a Savers or a Goodwill. And they weren't a lot of money because someone didn't realize how groovy they are. Look at that. I think they were a little bit textured too, as I recall. So I showed the back so you could see how they would hang up with those metal hook things. Oh, my pictures are not. Yeah, these were so much better than my pictures. But what I really liked about them is they were a little bit see-through. I kind of really liked that, the material. It's poly, but it had kind of a nice sheen to it. And I really liked the color combination of the pink and the orange. But I didn't really have any place to put them. So anyway, sold them for 50 bucks. Can't remember what I paid. Maybe $2 a panel or something like that. And I had 4 panels. Very mod items. I have sold the same item at least 2 or 3 times in the past. I don't think I ever had a silver tone one, though. The name brand is AJC. I love that Ferris wheel. Look at all the jewel tone colors. And it did spin around. So it was kind of cool that it was a mechanical piece. In really great condition. I have no idea where I got this or what I paid for it. I certainly wouldn't have paid more than $1 for it, though, and I sold it for $14.99. This is the last item I sold. I did show this one recently. I think this may have been in one of my wacky boxes that I was showing on a video recently. I got this many years ago at a yard sale in New Haven, Connecticut. And this is signed in white ink by all 4 of the actors. This is from the Hardy Family series. There's Mickey Rooney. That's the only one I know. But there's it's sort of a certificate of authenticity, I guess, with some history on it. Not in fantastic condition. Look, some creases right there. Still very cool. Nice and big, a nice collectible. I'm sure somebody has this frame now on their wall. I can't remember what I paid for it. Not much, maybe $1, and I sold it for $38. That's it for this time, everybody. Thank you again so much for joining me. I hope to catch you soon. I hope you have a great day, and I hope this video was helpful. All right, bye-bye, everybody.